Hello and welcome to another edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where today we're going to do something different. We're going to look at Sudoku, and I've managed to get hold of the final puzzles from the 2016 Times Sudoku Championship. So for those of you who are interested in such things, this is a competition run once a year, and there are qualifying puzzles that appear in the paper, and if you solve one of those fast enough, you're invited to come to London for the day to compete against other solvers. I think the final day has the format that there are 2 qualifying rounds, so 4 puzzles each round, and then they aggregate the times from those 8 puzzles, and the fastest 12, I think it is, are invited to do the very final set of puzzles. And that's what we're going to look at today. I think these puzzles will probably be quite difficult, but don't know. We're going to use it as an opportunity to look at the notation methods we've been looking at in earlier videos. So you'll know if you followed that video or series that we've been looking at Tom Snyder's method and seeing whether it's useful for all puzzles. We found at least one example where it wasn't particularly helpful. But we'll see what we find today with these more standard times puzzles, I guess. And just for your information, in case you have any interest in this, I think the winner of the Times Championship 2016 was a friend of mine called George Danker. I don't want to misrepresent him. I think he was just over 20 minutes to solve these 4 puzzles, so they won't be easy. Anyway, without further ado, I'm just going to fill in the obvious ones, and then we'll look from there. And just a quick note as I'm going through this, you can see you can just place all the 1s fairly simply. For the 2s, you end up with this configuration, and we need to remember when we see this sort of thing that this means we can write these 2 2s in box B here, because there's no way a 2 can appear in either column 4 or column 6, because it will be caught by either the 2 here, the 2 here, or vice versa. Okay, and you can reach this point without doing any thinking at all. And as I was doing this, I was looking at the 8s, and there's something again important to note with the 8s here. You can see we've locked an 8 in one of these 2 cells. And now if we just look at simply the 8 in the middle row, we can see that an 8 cannot appear in this square, which means the 8 in this box of 3 by 3 will be in either one of these 4 cells, and the 8s here mean that there cannot be any 8s in this top 3 by 3 box here in either column 1 or column 2. The 8 has to be here or here, and it can't be in row 3. So this is an 8, and I imagine that will be quite an important. We can see we can immediately place an 8 here. Let's get rid of that 8. I imagine that will be quite a nice piece of logic in terms of getting to the solution quickly. And in exactly the same way, the same thing. It's almost like this puzzle's been designed this way. It happens with the 9s. So you can see that the 9 in column 8 prevents there from being a 9 in this square, which means the 9 is in either row 1 or row 2 in box C, which means it can only appear in this square in box B here. So let's put that 9 in and see what that does. So that allows us to fix the 9 and the 6 here, and in fact we can go further than that. We can do the 7s here, and again we've got the same thing happening again immediately with the 7s. So again, 7 in column 4 is being locked into one of these 2 positions, and therefore must appear here or here in this square. And I suspect this puzzle is basically solved at this point, because now in the central box we need to place 3, 4, 5, and the 3 is going to be here. It's the only place the 3 can go. So this must be 2 4s, and you can see how we're now really going to make progress quickly. Nine is forced to be here. This box. Oops, sorry. Software is a little bit cumbersome, but still quite useful, I think, and it shows the characters quite clearly, which is useful. Now let me put a 5 in there. Okay, and this is how I think solved now. You can see that the numbers are just going in. So, interesting puzzle. I think we can definitely conclude on this particular puzzle that Tom Snyder's notation worked really nicely. It got us to the key logic steps almost immediately, and you know, we can't ask for more than that. It was yeah, this would have been a quick solve, I think, if you use that method. So we'll take I'll keep posting videos of the other 3 final puzzles in due course, but I hope this has been interesting, and we'll just finish it off now with some music.